And we're live.
Woo!
All right. Haven't been live on YouTube in a very long time.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous.
Welcome back. You're the first live guest on YouTube.
Oh my god. Don't tell me
Fernando
that.
Gomez. How are you, my friend?
Good, man. I'm great. Glad to be here again.
And we're live. Oh, man. That's
Oh,
my audio. I forgot to put that on mute. You could tell I'm a little rusted on this. All right, here we go. I think I got everything done.
it's a little rusty. It's a little rusty.
How you doing, man? Crazy times.
Crazy times, man. Trying to make the best of it, like we all are. But it's been good. I can't complain, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we went live, you told me that you're working on your quarantine beard. How's that
Quarantine
going?
beard. It's shaved. It was very manly. I look like a child now. But when you told me this is gonna be live on YouTube, I'm like, no way.
So I want to take this opportunity to, first of all, welcome everyone that is not joining us yet because we haven't been live in so long. I can't imagine no one's expecting us to go live any, but where do I begin? I want to kind of give a rundown of the kind of this new setup that I have going on here. I know we spoke about it a little bit, but basically, I kind of redid the home office and bought a ton of very cheap sound panels, very, very cheap. I think in total it cost about $150
Nice.
to get all of these panels here, and you can get as you can see, you can get very creative. This new platform here that I have going on to do the live stream, it's something new that I'm trying. It's through Zoom. What I was super devastated last time you were on the show. We did it through Google Hangouts, remember?
Right.
And we did it through Google Hangouts, and that was provided by YouTube Direct, Google,
Right.
and they removed that feature. They removed it, and it sucked because it was perfect. It was perfect because I could do the live, and they switched cameras from whoever's talking. They switched them live. I'm like, man, that sucks. There's nothing else like that out there that I can do live and not have to worry about it.
So they removed Hangouts completely?
They removed it. They
Oh, wow.
removed the live feature. They didn't remove Hangouts. They did remove the live feature. Like I can't use Hangouts to go live anymore, which
Gotcha.
sucked. That's how I did all my, all the live episodes and whatnot.
Right.
But now Zoom has just come out of nowhere. Obviously, I've been hearing about Zoom a lot since everyone has been quarantined. And I'm like,
I got a story for Zoom for you later.
yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
When I saw everything that Zoom was capable of, I started researching more and more, and I saw that it can go live and whatnot, and all the features that it brings. And I'm like, this thing is phenomenal.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. It's like I haven't for being live, it's so smooth right now.
It's
It's
not very laggy. It's not having. Let me show you my most favorite part about this. Well, there's a couple. This thing just blew my mind. So when we went live on Zoom, I mean, when I first got you, you know how it works. I start a meeting,
right.
and I send you a link so you can join my meeting, correct? If I go on my phone and click, this might get a little quirky, but if I go on my phone and click on that link that I sent you,
Mm-hmm.
I am now streaming from my phone, and this is a third camera. Oh no.
What?
Right? I have to mute that microphone though.
Dude, that's crazy.
So now we're here as a third camera, which is pretty cool.
That's funny.
And I'm gonna flip this. If I ever need to do like a
Multicam.
demonstration and show you like what the room looks like, right?
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that RGB light up.
Nice light.
There's my dog.
Hey. She's back.
And you can see the rest of the room and whatnot.
That's
the
funny.
big mess back there. But that's pretty cool.
Dude,
I think
so
that's
clean.
pretty.
Yeah.
That's super cool. And you got my my, I guess, webcam there. This is amazing. That's
It's
now I'm
like an
in
interesting way of doing
a
a multicam.
yeah, multicam or a demonstration type of deal.
Yeah, because you can record this whole conversation and then you could edit it afterwards.
Right. I could do it separate. That's another thing. Before, so I would always tell my guests, record your audio for me and then send it over to me.
Right.
Otherwise, if they can't do that, what I would have to do is just literally grab the audio direct out of the YouTube stream and use that. But the problem is I cannot then use my WAV file that I'm recording here,
Gotcha.
which is much cleaner.
Yeah.
I have to go with the processed file that if they're louder than me or if I'm louder than them, I'm not going to go, fixing that.
That's a mess.
Which, I mean, it's what I had to resort to, a handful of times. But now Zoom has the option to record each individual participant individually and just get their audio only.
They're killing it.
Which is amazing, right?
That's awesome. Yeah.
That's amazing. And then here's something that's I think is going to blow your mind also. So if I wanted to, how you share a screen,
right?
There's an option here. When I hit share, I can go via AirPlay. Wait for it. When I click AirPlay on my phone, I can go to screen mirroring.
Oh, nice. And
I select Zoom.
Nice.
Tell me that's not cool.
Dude, that's awesome.
Now you see my phone.
Yeah. That's so cool.
I can mirror things that are on my phone. What's going on here?
That's awesome.
If I need to show something. Dude, how sick is this?
That's so cool. Dude, it's like a full-blown, almost like multicam production. Like I keep saying multicam, but it's like now it goes beyond multicam because now you got the AirPlay mirror option. So it's like multicam, full demo keynote thing going on.
This is crazy.
That's really cool.
So then obviously I could do how do I stop? Am I stuck here?
Maybe.
Oh, here it is. Oh, because I have 3 monitors here. Stop sharing. All right, cool. So that's amazing. That's just one of the several features here that just works so good.
I didn't know Zoom could. I was using Zoom apart from just like, doing web meetings. I mean, we've been using WebEx at work, but Zoom sometimes because WebEx sometimes gets a little bit laggy. Yeah. Zoom is pretty nice. So, but I've been using it so here's my story with Zoom.
Yeah.
So since at work, we work with I'm hardwired to our video server, right? And working on it remotely it's just the biggest pain. It's impossible. It's like so slow. I could still connect to it, but not going to edit that way. It'll take years. So we found a workaround where through the native screen share app on my laptop, I could screen share my desktop in the office. Now, here's the thing. I have to leave my desktop on. So it's still on in the office over there. So I could remote in to control it, right? And then start the Zoom app there. And then start my Zoom app here. So I could connect to that computer through Zoom and then remote control it with audio. So I can edit off of my remote desktop through my laptop with full audio and everything. So I get the power of my desktop. I'm just viewing it on my laptop.
And that's with the native software or?
So it's with I use the native screen share app to log out, to just be able to control my computer. But the thing is, it doesn't share audio. So if I'm playing a video, I can't hear the audio.
Right.
So what I do is just start a Zoom meeting between both. And then I can share the audio. So then and I could control the computer through Zoom. So you could request control and I could control my desktop computer through my laptop and I'm just editing through it. So I still harness that connection power and the power of the Mac Pro through this laptop. It's pretty crazy. It's been working pretty well.
That's sick.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about working from home and I know that you're doing that now along with a ton of other people.
Yeah.
And kind of what you have found that works for you. What do you've tried? I'm kind of already I'm used to full-time freelancer and I
For
work
sure.
from home, but I kind of want to see how it's been and your change. But before I do that, I want to give a shout out to the people joining us live now.
Hey,
We got our boy Joshua Martin
Josh.
over here. So I'm just catching up here. I'm just catching up here with all the back and forth that's been happening in the chat. Do you see the chat there?
Yeah, I see it. Nice.
Yeah, Brandon Fountain, man. Brandon is so loyal to the podcast.
That guy, that's the same dude. He's always on.
Yeah, man. He's actually
Incredible.
the first person I thought about when I figured we're gonna go back on YouTube. I'm like, man, hope I see Brandon Fountain again.
You should get Brandon on the podcast.
I could actually, like, if we wanted to, we could get Joshua Martin. If Josh is ready, man, I get him here on a 3-way.
Oh, let's do it.
Josh, if you're ready, man, what's up?
Let's see.
Actually, let me it's funny we're doing this live.
That'd be awesome if he jumps on right now.
And the cool thing, I mean, he could do it from his phone if he just has his phone on him.
Yeah, true.
And we just get him on here. But anyways, I wanted to ask you what has been the biggest change for you? I know obviously you've got, first of all, what do you do?
Right.
What are your responsibilities at work? And yeah, let's start with that part.
So what I do, so I'm a video editor and a photo retoucher for, I'm not going to name the company just because things are a little crazy right now, but for corporate cruise line. So
Okay.
that's enough. That's enough.
Okay.
So my actual title there, my actual title is lead digital media editor. And what I do there, I lead the video editing team and the photo retouching team. And we work within the internal creative team, which is a team of about 40 people. And we handle all the marketing creative for the company, basically. So everything you see on web. Josh, here he is.
This works. Wow.
Incredible.
Tell me how awesome this is.
That's bizarre, yo. Wow. Zoom for the win.
Right?
The app of 2020.
Come on, man. Turn your phone horizontal, man. Don't be one of those people.
It's weird because now the camera's on this side and eye lines coming off. Yo.
So Josh, we're talking, Fernando was letting us know what he does for work. And on this episode, we're gonna do we wanted to discuss what it's like, the differences now working from home.
Yeah.
So Fernando, you do photo retouching and whatnot, and you lead the team over there.
Yeah. So apart from, I lead the video editing team and the photo retouching team. So we handle all the creative for the company, right? So it's a team of about 40 people total. And I'm one of the creative leads, and we handle everything from print marketing to web marketing to obviously video, all sorts of things. So it's a busy team. We're always working on something, and it's incredible because, I mean, I am extremely grateful that we're still this busy, even more busy now because the companies are, the companies, companies are shifting direction, right? So every company right now, so they're trying to stay afloat in some way, shape or form, trying to keep their customers engaged. And so now it's like, if you work marketing, if you work on the creative, you're shifting perspectives on how to try to retain everyone, right? To try to keep people engaged and helping the company you work for. So there's a bunch of new initiatives. So yeah, man, we're still going at it strong, and I'm super grateful for that. And Josh, you can attest to that too, I'm sure.
Yeah, Josh, what's it look like for you? First, let us know what you do.
Sure.
What you do, and I'm sure we've said that in a previous episode, just for refresher. And what do you do for work currently?
So, well, it's good to see you guys. I'm glad you guys are well and
man,
healthy. So I'm a content creator, filmmaker. I work for the University of Notre Dame. I work for the communications department. So we handle all the communications for the university. Ariel, I'm on the podcast. It'll be fast. We have family over. But so sorry, funny. I digress. We handle all of the communications for the university. So that's the commercial, the president's office, all that stuff. Okay. And aside from that, I run Joshua Martin Studios as a content creation production company. So I work with businesses, but I'm that side of everything. My freelance stuff has kind of obviously gone down the drain at the moment. But a lot of, like Fernando's been saying, a lot of businesses are trying to ramp up and prepare and kind of trying to keep their people engaged, their audience engaged. So I do have a few things in the background working. We're just doing a lot of pre-production, a lot of planning. So when there is the opportunity to go back out and interact with everyone and start these projects again, we already have everything planned out. But the university side, we're documenting their response to COVID-19 with the students, what the university is doing, with how they're handling the city, how they're contributing, all the messaging that's going out. So it's been interesting working from home because I have a 6-month-old baby and then everybody's here and it's chaotic most of the day. And then I'm trying to push out YouTube content still. So it's a lot. Sleep is not as frugal right now.
That's crazy. Yeah. Are you still, and I don't know if you mentioned this and I apologize for missing it if you did, are you still working directly? Are you commuting still to the university or are you kind of quarantined also?
It depends. So we are filming. We have to schedule. So for instance, we have to kind of keep the mandate for, a certain amount of people in a room and distance and whatnot. So if we do have to film, because we were documenting the teachers' response, like they were having classes online, so we're documenting that. So each day we kind of go through a rundown what needs to be done. And then we'll deploy one of us, because there's 3 filmmakers and it's a team of 7, I believe. 7 of us, but there's 3 filmmakers and we all deploy individually to those locations or whatever. So sometimes I'll go to the office if I need to edit anything or grab something off the server or whatever. But most of the time I'll just bring whatever I'm working on, bring it here home and then work during the day. And then a bunch of Zoom meetings throughout the day.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Very cool. Do you need to get back to your family? Are they all waiting for you?
I just want to say hi.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, man.
For sure. I'm gonna keep watching though.
Awesome. All right, buddy.
Good seeing you, dude.
Good seeing you.
Bye.
Later, man. All right.
That was fun.
That was funny. So what I want to know is how has it been kind of shifting from, commuting every day, working? I know you have to, go to your office every day and all that stuff, to now we're essentially bringing all your work home. How has that been for you? How has that gone?
At first it was a little weird. Now it's about 3-4 weeks in already. It's a little bit like I've gotten used to the pace, but the pace has definitely changed. When I was in the office, I was always running around everywhere. If you ask anyone that works with me, I'm on my chair or my desk, like for a total of 10 minutes, and then I'm off somewhere again, back and forth. I don't even know how I managed to actually like do some of the creative work I have to do sometimes, because it's hectic. There's always a lot going on, and since I lead my team, and I'm always like in a bunch of meetings with other teams and other clients. Our clients are like the other departments in the company, in the corporation. So,
right.
So we work as a full-blown agency style. We have a whole traffic department. We have creative briefs. We have all that. So, but yeah, it's that pace. I can't say I missed that, because it's allowed me some more time to actually like sit down and work. But at the same time, when you're managing people, it takes a lot of your time, and I only manage 2 guys right now, and it's 3 of us, but it's a lot to handle sometimes. And I have other, team leaders that have like a team of like 8 people on their team. And they, it's harder to do when you're not in person, because now you have to like reach out to everyone through an email, through text, and hey, do you have time to have a web meeting, because you don't know if they're having a web meeting with someone else. But I'm one of those that just likes to interact in person. So it used to be so much easier for me where I just go up to someone, hey, I need this, we need that. Can we discuss this? Can we review that? But now it's just, at least personally for me, it's slowed me down, you know, in the way I work. Yeah.
Does it feel like you're doing more work now from home?
Yes, because I sort of like, now it's almost like I have to plan more ahead and make sure my team is still busy and doing the stuff they need to do and make sure those deadlines are met. You know, it's like a weird, that's what I normally do anyways, but
yeah,
now it's just more of it's harder when you can't
get up and go talk to them if you need.
Yeah, exactly. And you can't interact with people. So if they're having a tough time with something, it's a lot harder for me to help them. And that communication sometimes is a little bit frustrating, but I mean, we're getting it done. It's just everyone has to be a little bit more patient. And I think everyone's become a little bit more understanding in that sense, because I think they're all getting affected the same way.
Right.
So, yeah.
What are you using any specific software to do your collaborations? Are you guys working on the same projects at the same time? How's that going?
We are about to. One of the editors on our team and I are about to start working on a project. Luckily, we're doing like this YouTube series 3 days a week now, and we're sort of both jumping on edits, but we're not going to be working on the same episode together. It's almost like, okay, like we're just gonna be trading off episodes. So he'll be working on one, I'll be working on another. Luckily, there's not a lot of back and forth with the projects that way.
Right.
Like we're not handing off projects. So I think we've done a pretty good job of mitigating that right now, just because of just the situation. But before we used to, it was easier because we were, you know, hardwired to a server, and it was just like, hey, I can open up your project right here now and check it out, review, you know, do an edit to it, whatever. So it was much easier. Now it's like, now it's just a lot of more communication. It's like, okay, hey, right. You know, so yeah, a lot of back and forth.
What software are you using? Are you using like a cloud-based software, or
we use
or just sending stuff back and forth?
So the whole team uses, I mean, except for my team doesn't really have to use the Creative Cloud so much, but the designers in our team definitely use the Creative Cloud, and they collaborate with that. Slack is another one. I think Slack is probably the one that's used the most, just to be able to send stuff back and forth quickly.
Yeah, I've heard of Slack.
Yeah, and Slack, and then obviously like WebEx and Zoom to be able to keep communication. But and then we all have our remote access to. So we have two servers that we work off of. I work off of the video server, and then all our designers work off of another centralized server that houses more like design assets and still images and stuff like that. But yeah, since we can all access, so it's almost like we can sort of just tell, hey, I put this here, right? You can go grab it, you know. So it's almost like our remote cloud. It's just our server,
right? And you the same thing for video, right? You're just putting the video files up there and whatnot, regardless of size.
Yeah, but so luckily we found that workaround for our video servers, so we can log into our desktop computer and work off of that computer. So it hasn't really slowed us down in that sense. We still edit off the computer and save and access our server through that computer. So there's no lag. The only lag would be just in Zoom, right? Like whatever little millisecond lag.
Yeah.
So it's made editing a little bit difficult in that sense. So when you're trying to sync up music cues and stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I've had a few back and forth with that where I'm like, I really have to look at it visually now and look at the waveform. Sometimes I would do it by ear, you know, so something, because you follow the beat, it's like bum bum, you know.
Right.
But now it's just like, okay, now I really have to get in there, look at the waveform and make sure it's syncing properly. But luckily I don't have to handle, I don't do a lot of synced audio, like so it's I'm like saved there because I don't have to handle that. So it's just editing.
That must be a nightmare.
Oh no, yeah,
be a nightmare to have to sync audio remotely.
Yeah, when there's like a little bit of a lag and you just yeah. Luckily I haven't had to do that. So
oh man, I can't imagine. I don't think I could do that.
Oh no, I'd go crazy. Like, nope, it's not happening. Sorry.
You're gonna have to do it at home and then send like an XML file or something.
Oh, for sure.
Are you guys working off of Premiere or Final Cut? Or?
We work off of Premiere, mainly Premiere, After Effects. Obviously, like our retouching, myself and the team, we use Photoshop for our retouching, and it's been pretty smooth. Unfortunately, like, I mean, I work off my desktop. It's a lot more powerful than the laptop I have here, so that's been a little bit of a drag sometimes when working with large image files and stuff. But something I have to practice patience with, because I work really fast, and when I'm on my desktop with that speed and power, I'm just going through things really fast, and now it's just like breathe. I have to like calm myself down. It's really taught me patience. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, but
that's crazy.
Yeah.
How long have you been working from home now?
What is it? Almost a month.
Oh wow, really?
What is when did we? It was like second. No, it was like second week of March. So yeah, I would say almost a month.
Almost a month. My goodness. And how long do you? I mean, I'm sure they don't have a set date. Like nobody has a set date. Like nobody knows what's going on. These are just businesses trying to stay afloat.
Yeah, man.
Trying to make lemonade.
Raw. It's crazy because we keep having projections. We're like, all right, companies making projections to see if we come back in July. If not, what would it look like if we come back in August, in September, like things like that. So it's just like plans for all these dates, but who knows what the dates are gonna be, you know?
Man, it's super interesting how everyone is like sort of adapting. Every business, every freelancer, everyone's kind of sort of adapting their entire business model. We got a comment from Brandon Fountain saying that he's been rebranding his whole business. He said he picked up 2 new clients in the past 2 months, basically marketing consulting with content here and there. I mean, you have to do the best you can with what you've got.
Oh, for sure.
Unfortunately, this is an unprecedented situation that everyone's in. Yeah, and I agree. Brandon is saying that he feels that businesses are going to have to open up their eyes to more digital marketing and how important that is.
Yeah. No, I agree there. I think this is changing everything for the future.
Oh man.
Executives in our company have said it, like just the way they do business is going to change. Lots of businesses are going to change the way they do business and they operate. Digital marketing for sure is going to get a huge push now. I wouldn't be surprised if some people, some companies just adapt to working from home more often to cut costs. Just they're going to realize, hey, this has worked. You know, maybe we don't have to have, we don't have to have our employees here 5 days a week in the office, and we save some, down space,
For sure. I agree. I think that businesses are going to realize, when you're forced to do something, sometimes it'll work out for the better, and they'll realize once this is all over, or at least once they get the green light to go back to work, I think businesses are going to kind of see the benefits, the pros and cons and all that stuff. So
for sure. I think it's crazy because we're all adapting to it and we're all kind of getting used to it. I'm not going to lie. But I feel like I saw a funny meme where it was like, hey, we get the green light. We're all like here stuck. We're like, oh, we don't want to be stuck. We don't want to be quarantined. Hey guys, we get to go back to work. Oh no.
I lost your audio.
Are luckily really busy.
Something happened to your microphone, buddy.
Oh, there you go. Could you hear me now?
Yeah. Did you disconnect there?
Oh, I don't know. That's weird.
It sounded like it got disconnected. It's all good. Man, that's super, super interesting, super crazy how it's fascinating. It really is fascinating to see how businesses are adapting. Like this is something that, man, and it's funny. I feel like I've been saying this every single episode. Like, this is something that has never happened in the history of the world.
Never.
Where the entire economy just shuts down and you see how things adapt. It's interesting. There's this show that I found very fascinating. It was on Netflix. It's called, I don't know if it's still there. It's called Revolution. Have you heard of it? So
I think I have.
It's a series. Basically, how that series is, it's imagine today in our modern world, pre-coronavirus, right? How everything was kind of flowing normally. Imagine today, the entirety of the world's electricity just goes out, like all power, everything ceases to exist at all, right?
Yeah.
How crazy would that be? And I'm even talking cars, even gas-powered things. It's gone.
That's nuts.
Nothing. So this show starts 10 years after that. It has a ton of flashbacks to how things were like before. They call it the blackout. And it's super fascinating to see how society has adapted 10 years into this. People are riding horses again. People are farming again. It's like, you have different republics. You have the Republic of Dallas, of Texas. The Republic of Texas. Then you have different states have their own colonies. Like, it's so super fascinating. It reminds me of that.
Again. Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's super crazy. There's no electricity. There's nothing.
No, I mean, if something that drastic were to happen, I think it'd be worse than
what's happening now. Of course,
what's happening now for sure.
No, absolutely. I'm just saying, it reminds me of it.
You lose communication. People go nuts. And this is almost like a little subset of that. But I mean, luckily,
you have to try where you have to travel for days and days and days just to deliver a message. You know, that's literally
send pigeons again.
Send pigeons. Yeah, man. If people were smart, they'd be saving pigeons right now. That's gonna be the new social. That's gonna be the new social media. Just start.
Doesn't even need to the word Twitter. A tweet. A legit tweet. Here's a bird coming.
Oh man, that's so funny. Is that where it came from? Tweet.
Everything's changed.
Huh?
Did you lose me again?
Oh. A little bit. It kind of glitched there a little bit.
Hold on. This. I lost the recording on Audition, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, now it just crashed.
It crashed?
Yeah. What happened?
Dude, you happened.
I know. Come on. How did Audition just crash?
Did it really? Thanks, Adobe.
Wait. Oh, I recovered it.
Did it?
Yeah. But now I got to start recording again.
It's all good. keep it in separate files.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll put it together.
Okay. Test. All right. Got it.
Test.
Yeah, that was weird.
Did you notice my dog running around in the background?
Yeah, I saw you petting her, calming her down.
Yeah, she's so bored. Poor thing. Yesterday, she was following me yesterday all over the place. I mean, not really following me. She was bored. I was putting up these panels for 8 hours yesterday.
Wow.
Just bored.
8 hours it took you to put all that out? That's a lot.
Yeah, but it's because I started doing it with Velcro, and then it was like it literally messed up my scissors, all the gooey part of the Velcro. So I'm like, that's not working. I did like 25, 30 of them. And then I realized this is going to take a long, long time. So I had to go all the way back to Walmart. And now they're requiring masks. I don't know if it's like everywhere. I forgot you're in Miami also. Everywhere, Publix, Walmart, Target, you can't go into any of these places without wearing a mask now.
Yeah, man.
I didn't know that. So I had to get back in my car, come back home, pick up the mask, go in, go back. That was the part of the 8 hours.
Yeah, gotcha.
And then I bought a new pair of scissors, some M3 stickies, got like 4 big rolls, and
what are you using, like double-sided stickies?
Double-sided stickies. Small little squares on every corner, on the 4 corners of each.
Works.
Very small squares. And even 4 big rolls, I got to 3.
Wow.
So I have 3 and change.
Gotcha.
But
it looks good. It looks nice.
It took forever.
Dude, I haven't seen you in a while, and I've already congratulated you, but it's nicer to do it in person. Congrats on the engagement, dude.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. Super excited about that. Super excited. I can't wait, man.
You guys set a date yet, or?
Yeah, October 10.
Ooh.
October 10.
Nice.
Thank God that it's funny, thank God for her, because I was pushing for like a very quick engagement. I was like, man, we could do this in 6 months, babe. And we got engaged in December. And I was like, we could do this in 6 months. It'd be fine. Thank God that didn't happen.
No, for real.
Oh my gosh. It would have been a nightmare. She would have cried. It would have just been a wreck.
Yeah, that would have been a mess.
I feel so bad for all of the weddings that had to get canceled and
for sure. Yeah.
That's heartbreaking. And then she's like, see, I told you so.
Like, in your face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really? You told me you saw a pandemic coming?
Yeah, she does that a lot. Nothing that she would have ever thought would have happened.
I know, right?
And then she's like, see, I told you.
Like,
oh man. We had to push our wedding back July 19th. Brandon, are you about to get married and you had to push your wedding? Is that what you're saying? We have Brendan Fountain here in the chat here. And then Twisted Arc Productions, welcome to the chat. He says he lives near Moab, Utah.
Moab. I love Moab.
And it's a ghost town. Says it's a ghost town over there right now.
Yeah. Wow.
Brandon says, nah, it's cool that he had to push it back because it gives him a chance to recover financially. Oh man.
May 31st.
Thank you. Thank you for the congratulations to Twisted. Appreciate that. But yeah, man, what other I guess big changes you had to make to your workflow to adapt working from home?
I mean, it's also it's weird. It's not so much big, but I'm used to working with like it's like a physical thing, right? Like working with 2 big monitors. Now I'm working off of my laptop. I have my 27-inch iMac, but it's I've been lazy. I've been too lazy to like set up all the software I need to on it. Plus, like there's I have like VPN connections through this laptop that were set up by the company that I don't have on that iMac. So it just makes it easier to work off of the laptop in that sense. But
and you could do it from the couch. Sometimes I enjoy that.
Yeah, but I'm set up here on my kitchen counter. I have like an island counter, so this is where I'm usually set up working from. It just keeps me a little bit more focused. If I'm on the couch, I'm just gonna get really lazy. But yeah, sometimes it's nice to just move around sometimes because it kills my back. So, but other than that, I mean, things honestly, it's just been. It's the patience game now for me. It's a whole other animal. I had to like calm down. I'm used to working fast and delivering fast and yeah, and it's just been it's weird. It's made me reflect a little bit on that. It's like, hey, it's okay to slow down a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else I can say about it. It's
have you heard of any other coworkers and what they're doing, their methods and whatnot?
I mean, a lot of them have set up their own little. I know a couple of coworkers that legit bought a desk because they didn't have a desk. So it's like some of the copywriters I work with, like legit bought a desk and they set up a nice, awesome little like nook, and that's making sure that they have their dedicated space and whatnot, and
that helps.
Yeah, for sure. I know I have a lot of coworkers with kids. That's been like the biggest problem for them because like now they have obviously like their wives also working from home, their husbands, but now they have their kids and yeah, I think that's been the roughest part for a lot of people. And Josh was saying it, and being like having to work at home with your kids, and obviously because now you have to stay on top of their schooling too. So my gosh, it's something I take for granted not having to go through, but whenever I hear the stories, I'm like, oh my God, like it's intense.
So it helps if there's 2 people in the household that are helping raise the kids. Yeah. I can imagine how tough that must be. Well, I mean, I do have I guess a couple of pointers that I can give to people. Um, working from home full time is one thing that I know that I've discovered was I am much more productive when I actually dress up for work, even if I'm working from home. So if you go, I think that one of the first things that people decide to do is, oh, you know what, I'm going to work in my PJs, but that actually gets me a lot more lazy. If I stay in my Crocs and, the shorts that I slept in and just a t-shirt, I'm going to be much more lazy. So if you wake up in the morning, you shower, you get dressed, put shoes on, not sandals, shoes on. I feel like that gets me a lot more productive.
Yeah. No, I for like the first week, I was just so like, I mean, I'm still working like in shorts and stuff, but I'm like, I make sure I change I shower, go through my same routine, have breakfast.
And I gotta say that doesn't apply to everyone. It definitely helps me because of my lazy nature. Sometimes, and I'll admit it, like inherently, I'm a lazy person. Inherently, like I think I have to work a little bit harder than normal people to kind of get my butt up and start doing something, especially if I'm disorganized. If I don't know what my next step is, I'm less inclined to kind of actively find something to do.
For sure.
But if I have everything organized, if I have a good to-do list, then I think I'm more inclined to get all that stuff done. So yeah, that's, I guess, my tip number 2 is to stay organized, have a list of to-do lists. I'm sure if you're working, you have a list of tasks that you need to get done. But for me, kind of like a freelancer, I have to kind of discover my method, I have to just,
that's something I realized when, a few days in after working from home for a few days, it's when I was thinking about like people like, like you, like your normal freelancers that work from home constantly. It got me thinking, it got me into that perspective a little bit more where like, oh man, like working from home it does affect you psychologically. You do have a different mindset. Sometimes you're not as productive as you are when you're in the office because you're in this work mode.
True. That's so true.
And doing those little things really has a psychological effect on you. Getting dressed, setting up a dedicated space, having that same routine, not changing it, setting your hours, and that all that has so much effect. And when I was thinking, if I was working from home all the time, but as a freelancer where you do have some downtime, right? You might have downtime in between projects. Like, how do you keep yourself busy? And if you're not on top of that, you start adapting a lazy, laid back attitude. And then when it comes to your next project, it'll, it might not bode well for you. So that it's always about, what's the next thing? What am I going to do now? It's keeping a list, even if the list pertains to personal things you're going to do, it keeps you moving.
Yeah. And one thing that kind of helps me, and by the way, online we have, they're asking if we're talking about button-down shirts with the tie and pants. You don't have to go that dressed up. I mean, if it helps you, go for it. Honestly, if that's what helps you, do it. But what I was gonna say is, another thing that kind of helps me is that my phone is a huge distraction for me. Like, I can go on my phone to try and find a link of something that I need for some, for the work that I'm doing. And I'll get distracted on Instagram, and then I'll get distracted because I think naturally it's just second nature to open up my Instagram.
I am the king of that. I am the worst. Like, my girlfriend yells at me all the time, and she just looks at me, she's like, "You're going down a rabbit hole." I'm like, "Yep." And I just toss the phone. I'm like, no.
Yep. Before you know it, you're like 15, 20 minutes in. You're like, crap, what was I doing just now?
I get embarrassed sometimes when I look at my the screen time that you're using and you look at social media. I get so embarrassed. I'm like, who am I? I'm like, what are you doing with your time? You accumulate like hours of social networking and Instagram and YouTube.
Yeah, man, it's a huge distraction, and even then, I have it here. I kind of said, I've gotten better at not like at catching myself. Put it that way. I've gotten better at catching myself. There have been days where I literally leave my phone outside on purpose. Like I don't want it to be here with me because I got work to do.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking about just I kind of implement a policy of just not bringing my phone in this office here in this room. Sometimes I do need it to get some information, but I was even thinking of just put a sign right outside, no phones past this point or something like that.
I'm like,
my fiance doesn't think it's a good idea, but whatever.
I know, right? Because she's texting you.
I know.
That's the problem when you have.
Is that even it's not even the text. I'm fine with text. It's social media.
Yeah. I feel like I have to put a block on my computer sometimes to not go to YouTube.
Yeah,
because I start
YouTube.
Going down
YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Those are the ones that are like, just get me, and I'm stuck, man.
That's pretty much all I use. And it's funny, my girlfriend was like just joking around because she's debating whether to get a TikTok account, and I'm like, don't do it. And she's like, no.
I just opened one up. And it's all right.
I told her if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it together, and we're gonna just start creating content, but like for a purpose, not for nonsense. And we're not gonna get stuck down. And we have to keep ourselves accountable and not like let each other go down rabbit holes.
Yeah, no, because I see that it has analytics, and I'm like, okay, that could be helpful for business. That's the reason why I never had a Snapchat.
Yeah.
I made a Snapchat account, but I never used it because it doesn't have analytics. So it's not beneficial for my work. I can't see who's seeing my stuff. And therefore I really don't care to post. So that's why I think even Instagram was trying to implement something where you don't see the likes on an image. They never went through with that, did they?
I don't know. I don't know how far that got.
Because that would have been a disastrous decision, because people want to see how many likes they're getting. They want to be able to, business wise, it helps too.
For sure. Yeah. I think that's the people that it'll really affect. I could care less if it affects like, nonsense influencers, to be honest, but if you're doing it as a content creator, as a legit content creater and a business owner,
that's huge.
But I don't know if it actually rolled out in certain areas as a test, but I never, at least here in Miami, I haven't heard anyone that
I think I did see it a couple times after they announced it, but I haven't seen it anymore since. Now that I think about it, I see all the way.
There has to be a way if you have like a business account to be able to like go into the analytics and see likes and
well, yeah, I do have a business account. And you could see all that stuff. It's all there.
And they're doing it more for the social aspect of it, for like people who don't.
Yeah, because people do obsess with the likes.
Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, that's a good thing for that, right? But when it comes to businesses and content creators and things like that, like I think they have to allow them to be able to see that through the analytics somehow.
Yeah.
But man, it's been crazy. It's crazy. I had to trying to do my own creative projects here, like in whatever downtime I have now. I thought I was gonna have more, but like I said, I'm not complaining. I'm grateful that I'm still busy. But
do you hear that, Fernando's boss? If you're listening, I'm very grateful. He's very
grateful. Yeah, so happy, guys. But yeah, I've been. I had some ideas of like I had a little series I wanted to put together. I've only done one episode. Just little sketch ideas that I wanted to throw on Instagram. Nothing crazy, just content, right? I had as just doing a sort of like a quarantine life, right? Nonsense sketches. I had a little funny ideas. I did one. I was gonna release one every day of the week for a week, and that's it. But I've only been able to film one episode and edit one. And I was like, all right, this weekend I'm gonna try to film 2 more. And it's crazy. I have to like jump back onto actual work after this. So
Man, there's a lot of contests going on right now. There's a lot of challenges going on right now. A lot more people are starting podcasts. A lot more people are starting YouTube channels.
I mean, now's the time for a lot of people. Now's the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people do have free time, and I say they take full advantage. If they were debating on whether to start a YouTube channel or a podcast or something creative,
yeah,
go for it.
Yeah, now would be the time. They have all the time in the world. Yeah. Todd Martinson here online is saying that he has to have music going in the background. Yeah, I don't like complete silence. I don't like it.
I'm the same way. Unless I'm editing audio or something, but if I'm not editing audio, or if I'm retouching images, I blast music.
Oftentimes I have a show that I really like in the background.
That I can't do.
I'll have like The Office. I watch The Office and I just have it playing in the background, and I'm like, and I'm working.
Yeah.
Most of the time I'm doing that when I'm like doing gear prep though.
Oh, okay.
Gear prep, I have The Office playing in the background.
Yeah.
Music for other stuff, but yeah.
If I'm on a deadline, I can't. Like, I'll just put on some music, something to pump me up and just keep me going. But yeah, no, now I'm literally right next to my TV. I'm like, if I turn that thing on when I'm working, I'm done. Like, no.
Do you listen to hard rock? Are you a headbanger?
Sometimes. No, well.
You're a headbanger.
That depends on the mood. Back in high school, yeah, hardcore. Yeah. Now it's just a mix of everything. Now it's just literally.
It's just a blah.
It's just everything. Now it'll be some reggaeton and then next thing you know, Kanye's popping up, and then I got some metal band popping up. It'll be a nice mix of all genres.
That's funny, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm super interested to see how this whole thing comes out, man. I hope that people like this new whole platform here with Zoom and the online.
It's good. Yeah. I think you find it's a really nice workaround.
Yeah, man. And with all the features that it has.
Yeah. You do live tutorials. There you go.
Live tutorials, man.
There you go.
I could do live tutorials. That'd be funny. Because remember, I started the whole podcasting because I didn't want to do the whole YouTube thing.
Yeah.
So whatever I do, I need to do it live. That way there's no post.
Yep, there you go.
I don't want to have any post to do later.
One and done.
Yeah, it's just it's just a workflow that I prefer to have.
Yeah, that's good.
And I could do that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool, maybe man. I'll show the entire podcast setup live. Apparently I've been seeing a lot of how to start a podcast YouTube video.
I was gonna say
everybody's been posting about that stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, man, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Anytime.
First guest back on YouTube. Woo.
Special.
Thank you to everyone that joined us live. Brandon Fountain, Todd Martinson, Twisted Art Productions, Josh Martin. Thanks to everyone. Even my mom was here earlier.
Oh, nice.
Because yesterday when I was setting up, I called her on Zoom. And I was just showing her this stuff, and it was funny. Dude, thanks for coming on. What's your handle again? Social media.
Honestly, it's just on Instagram. Actually, I think it's both. Same for Twitter and Instagram. Fern_Gomez, my last name _
It's not the Ferns anymore.
Not the Ferns. No, it's a little more serious now.
I thought that was a funny one. That was a good one.
The Ferns. Yeah.
Oh man, dude, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, for sure. Anytime.
Thanks for all the live viewers, and we'll see you on the next one. Later.